Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, August 11th, and we are now entering into week 7 of our course. First, I want to thank everybody for the effort everybody made last week. A lot of us had a difficult week, connectivity wise. Probably they're running the rest of our households, etc., in the aftermath of a tropical storm that actually, at least where I was in New England, it was much more of a wind event, and I've never seen that many power outages in this area, in this state. And I was one of the lucky ones. I got it back in 3.5 days. Uh, Still didn't stop me from having to scrap a lot of food. As you know, I had some medical issues going on last week, and those continued through the week. So I ended up getting a little surgical procedure at, fortunately, there's another town that had power. So proud to announce we got pretty much most of the use of my right hand back. So this is good. So again, thank you all for having some patience with me. What we're going to do this week is look at more global issues in organization design. How do we manage in a global environment? I know this is kind of a hot topic and has been for a long time. So much though that it's always in the background. How intertwined are businesses into economies? How are economies intertwined with each other? And I think to try to play it down or just to understand some very local issues is oversimplification. It just is. It's ignoring reality, and we can't do that. And as I found out last week when I was reading your discussions, the one thing I think I commented directly to several people, and unfortunately, again, due to circumstances, I don't think I commented directly to everyone, was one thing I noticed that we, as a group, and you're not the first group to do it, you're not going to be the last group to do it, you're not the only ones in this kind of situation. It's going to happen in business situations too, in your careers. What we do is when we're faced with a problem, like our little case study of a store with a 30% sales drop, we concentrate on the immediate issues of the problem. And then when we want to sit back and say, okay, now we're going to really think this through, we think of what to do. All right? Well, let's have some organic decision making. Let's change the culture. Let's do all this kind of thing. Let's implement a model like IDEO. Let's have the employees get out there and really get closer to the customers, and let's make sure we engage our employees. There's a simple question that follows onto that. And the question is, how are you going to do that? Okay? And that's really the issue in many cases. It's actually easier, I think, after studying it for many years and practicing it for even more. It's not deciding what to do, it's deciding how to do it and how to make sure it accomplishes the ends that you mean. And we're seeing that in every aspect of our lives. Yet, what do we need to do? We need to solve immediate problems, so that what we do, and once we've done that, if it worked, sometimes if we use the duct tape and put the duct tape on the problem, then we tend to come back with a welder's torch and make permanent what the duct tape solution was. That's really not the way to do it. So the question I have for everyone this week is, how? How are you going to do that? So that brings me to the paper that you're going to write. And this is where we ask you to follow that organization you've been following all along, all the way through the course, not shifting up like people have tried to do. Don't do that. Go back to that one you decided to follow and make sure you're going through the one that we've had you look at from several different angles. And this is the chance to kind of put everything together. All right? Everything together. It does count for 30% of your grade, so it's important to do a good job with this one. It's important that you give it the time and the effort it deserves. It is important that you treat this like a serious academic exercise. And that's what we are looking for, okay? I may or may not have said this before. People always ask me how long a paper should be, and I kind of refuse to tell you. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing here. Just stop and think of the gravity of a paper that resolves 30% of the grade for a 400 level course. Is that 1 or 2 pages? Is that just some stuff thrown together in the last hours of Sunday night? No. This requires your attention. This requires your effort. This requires you to literally make sense, but don't waste time. So my answer on the length is long enough, right? What does that mean? That's up to you. How much space, how much time, how much word count, if you have a way of looking at it, do you need to do to get your message across, to sum up what we've looked at? For presentations of any kind, I've always had a rule of thumb I like to follow. And it's to break it into percentages, no matter what the length is, what you really want to do. And it works for spoken presentations, video presentations, written, whatever, is 15, 75, and 10. Okay, the first 15% of the presentation, tell me what you're going to tell me. Okay, middle 75%, tell me. The last 10%, tell me what you just told me. Think about the way that's been said. It's not really redundant. It's developing an argument to its fullest, reinforcing it, and making sure you're comfortable with it. Okay? So that's what we want to do. We do end this semester, obviously. We ended, as we have been now for some time, in the ADP courses, ending the big assignment at the end of week 7, so that we've got time to grade it properly and get it into the system. So I thank you for your understanding there. If anybody has any difficulties with anything, please contact me as early as you can. As I say, I am back up and running, but there may be that outlier person out there that isn't. And it's been a tough week. It's been a tough time for everybody. It's not getting any much easier. And I thank you for your patience and your participation, and I'm looking forward to your work for the week. Thank you.